Today is your lucky day. Today you are going to have a chance to experience a day in the life of an ancient Athenian. Real quick, go change into a toga. That's a good start, but you need a name. Let's call you Studentcles. That sounds pretty Greek. Studentcles, you are now a member of the powerful civilization of Athens, and the year is around 440 BC, right at the height of the Athenian civilization, a period called the Classical Era. I know, this is pretty good sound quality for 440 BC. Anyway, you'll notice that I said you were Athenian, not Greek. There is a difference. In 440 BC, there was no unified Greek kingdom or empire. Instead, each city had its own independent government and unique identity. Therefore, you think of yourself as Athenian. Got that? Alright, let's start your day. You start your day in the great city of Athens because you are a student. If you were a farmer, you might have a farm a bit outside the city, but you're not. You're a student. And Athens is a great place to be a student. This is the intellectual center of the ancient world, where all of the most prominent scholars live and work. Education is nothing new to you. As an Athenian child, you were in school since the age of 7. You studied math, music, and physical education for years, then added science, politics, art, and philosophy. You graduated at 18 and then got to decide if you wanted to join the military academy or continue with an intellectual education. So, Studentcles, what do you want to study? Do you feel like learning philosophy? Over in the Academia, the first institution for higher education in Europe, you can study under the philosopher Plato. Plato was a student of Socrates, and he still uses the Socratic method of questioning his students to help them discover the basic truths of life. Or maybe you would prefer to study over in the Lyceum, the great library of Athens built by Aristotle. Aristotle is a genius of a scientist as well, and he pushes his students to collect the data needed to support their theories. Between Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, the foundations of Western philosophy and science are being developed right here in Athens. As you continue around the city, you see people voting on important issues. The government of Athens is very unique. Athens is a democracy, meaning that every citizen has an equal right to participate in politics. All citizens can vote, speak in the legislative assembly where laws are made, and hold government positions. Be proud of this, Studentcles. Athens invented democracy and supported its rise throughout the Greek region. On the hill above Athens is a major complex of temples, called the Acropolis. This is a new addition to the city state, built by the leader of Athens, Pericles. That guy has some big plans for Athens, and he is using the city's wealth to build great temples like those on the Acropolis. These are some of the most advanced styles of architecture in the world, and that's where you're headed next. There's a lot to see in the Acropolis. If it's the right day, you might catch some theater. Athens is the center of ancient theater, an art form that your city really invented. Perhaps you'll stop by one of the temples and worship one of the gods. As an Athenian, you have a polytheistic religion, meaning there are several deities. Or maybe you'll check out Pericles' newest project, a giant temple to the goddess Athena, patron of your city. This temple is called the Parthenon, and it is one of the largest and most architecturally advanced temples in the world at this time. The Parthenon has marble carvings along the roof and inside of it. The carvings depict people in realistic movement rather than stiff and rigid, and tell stories from your history and mythology. They are so well done that they will help set the standards that define art for millennia to come. You may be wondering about your place in the world. Well, Studentcles, as an Athenian in 440 BC, you're in a pretty good place. Not long ago, Persia invaded Greece, but your city helped repel them. In doing this, your city became established as the hegemon, the most powerful of the city states. Right now, your city is the leader of the Delian League, a coalition of Greek cities, but Pericles has been using his power to bring other city states directly under the control of Athens. Some people are saying that he is forming an Athenian empire. Forming an empire could make other city states nervous, especially that militaristic city state Sparta. But you don't have to worry about that just yet. For now, Studentcles, enjoy being in one of the most important city states of Greece. There are vast networks of trade that come through here. There are comedies and tragedies performed nightly at the theater. There are sports competitions held in honor of the gods. There is always something to see and do in Athens. In your brief time as student, Cleese, you saw a lot of the powerful city of ancient Greece called Athens. Athens, like the other Greek cities, was not part of a Greek kingdom but had its own independent government. An independent state based around an urban center is called a city state. And speaking of governments, what a government Athens has! Athens invented democracy, a system where every citizen has the right to vote and participate in politics. Athens is also the intellectual center of the ancient world, where the foundations of philosophy and science are being established by scholars like Plato and Aristotle. On the hill above Athens is the Acropolis, a major complex of temples mostly commissioned by your city's leader, Pericles. The most exciting temple is one to Athena. Called the Parthenon, it is one of the most architecturally advanced buildings in the world at this time, and is covered in sculptures that will set the standards of Western art. It's a good time to be an Athenian student, Cleese, so enjoy it. The power of Athens will not last forever, but don't worry, its legacy will.